Hi there. Welcome to another episode of Cooking with Bex. This is Becca Richards. I'm Melissa Burr. We are in the kitchen at Stoller Family Estate, and we are going to talk about food and wine.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
And today, we're gonna make mac and cheese, straight up mac and cheese, cheddar, Velveeta, pasta, flour, butter, not shown. I use Espelette, but you can use cayenne, paprika, whatever red kind of something background spicy you've got.
What is that? Is that so it's similar?
Espelette is a very
Espelette.
fancy French chili powder because the French don't really use chili powders, so I think they have to name it something special.
And hard to pronounce.
Exactly. But no, it's hot without being like crazy in your face, and you really only use a little bit in mac and cheese. It's like you always add mustard powder and some kind of heat in a mac and cheese to add depth to the sauce.
Okay.
And then half and half or milk. Heavy cream is a myth. Don't use heavy cream. It'll make it so oily and so heavy and just too much. So if you're gonna use anything other than whole milk, half and half.
That's good to know because I do the heavy cream thing sometimes.
No,
I'm just sort of
bechamel. See, you always gotta think
always
peasant food whenever you think bechamels or anything Frenchy is peasant food. So the cheaper the ingredients, the better it's gonna actually taste. It's crazy.
It is.
It's all about technique.
Good to know.
All about technique. So I already have base sauce started back here for our mac and cheese, which I will show you guys. So I like to split an onion in there and throw some herbs, but you don't have to. Throw the cheeses in there and all of the cream, half and half milk, flour, butter, and get that ready to go.
Okay.
Cook your pasta, which I like to do fun-shaped pastas. I don't know about you, but like I like twirlies or corkscrews or whatever. It doesn't matter. But something that holds sauce, looks cool, that you enjoy, you know.
I like it.
And then you always cook pasta in water that's salted to the point of the ocean. So I always make my cooks taste their water.
Okay, I was gonna ask how
What
do
does
you,
your
you know-
water taste like? And they're like the ocean.
Yeah, I see a lot of pasta like boxes will be like 1 tablespoon per X amount of water. But that's a good way to go. You just taste it. Is it really salty? Yes. You can't
Does
really
it taste like the ocean? Yep. Because really, the thing with mac and cheese is that you want the salt in the pasta. You don't want the salt in all of the cheesy stuff. You want the salt in the vehicle for your cheese sauce. So you want all of that to be married together in one thing. So when it bakes up, it's really nice. So once you've got your pasta cooked, your sauce is made, you've added French chili powder or whatever to it.
A little cayenne if you don't have
That's right.
Espelette.
Exactly. Perfect.
Okay.
You want to bake it covered for a little while and then uncovered so you get that super brown thing. I like to use mozzarella, Parmesan, whatever white kind of brownie cheese you've got. Something that makes a nice crust on the top and goes nice and caramelized. That's what I always top mine with. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
That's the beauty of mac and cheese is if you like the cheese, you're good.
You use that.
Yeah, that's how I feel about wine pairings most of the time too. If you like the wine, it goes.
It's true. It usually is. People overthink it, but there's, it's nice to really kind of dive into it.
Absolutely.
But at the end of the day, don't stress about a pairing. If you like things
the
together,
wine.
that's great.
Totally. So with mac and cheese, everybody around here always requests pot roast from me. We like to braise a lot of meats around here, low and slow. It's a set it and forget it sort of a thing. So the way I always do mine is first start with a really nice piece of chuck roast, pot roast, whatever, sirloin, bottom sirloin, doesn't matter. As long as it's dense and has kind of, you want to get these ones with a lot of connective tissue and fat.
Okay.
Because it's going to braise all apart. Yeah, exactly. Some marbling, some fat, some sinew, and not expensive. You never want to braise filet mignon because then you're just going to like ruin it into cat food. It's terrible. But something like this with all of the fat and connective tissue is going to just melt down.
Now, do you have like a thickness kind of area that you like to go in? Because I think about this a
So
lot.
when I do this kind of stuff and I'm talking to like somebody who's going to make it at home, I always go with poundage rather than thickness because it's going to be a braised thing. Okay. So if this was going to be a steak I was going to make medium rare, we would talk thickness. Like 1 inch, half inch, blah, 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 all the way. But when you're gonna braise it, you want to have fat connective tissue, and then you're gonna brown it, and then you're gonna throw it in the oven, and then go do something else.
So it's more of like a time thing with the way that
So
it's
this is a
built,
3-pound roast. 3-pound roast easily does a family of 5.
Okay, good to know.
Yep. So when you are doing anything that's braised, you always have to have a solid aromatic base. And aromatics are celery, onion, carrot, shallot, garlic, herbs, leeks, anything. You want to go ahead and brown them up in your pan. Then you'll season this all up, brown him in the pan right there.
Okay.
Then I like to deglaze with a little Pinot Noir. Bring that down to nothing. And then add beef stock, beef broth, whatever you've got in here. Chicken stock doesn't matter. Water, if you don't have stock. You don't have to, like I said, nothing of this has to be fancy at all. Then you're just gonna wrap it up nice and tight, throw it in the oven. Under 300 degrees is the most crucial part. So you never want it to, you don't want the liquid to boil inside, because boiling liquid dries out braised meats. So low and slow. So I do it from 250, really, 275, right around there, for 4 hours. That's how we do a lot of harvest meals.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Set it and forget it. Cool.
Okay, well, that sounds amazing. And while you're getting ready to serve some of this up, I, of course, have a wine to pair with this.
Yeah.
And this is the History Red Blend. So this wine is a brand we focus on some older varietals and some non-Pinot Noir varietals, right?
Exactly.
So we're in Pinot country here.
Big wine.
Yeah, this is a big wine. This is a History Red Blend. It's built predominantly from Cab Sauv, Cabernet Sauvignon. It has Malbec and a little bit of Merlot in it as well. So this big wine has a bit more tannin and density. So I think it will be really beautiful with the pot roast and the mac and cheese, with all that delicious cheesy goodness and the fat in there. This will be, it'll stand up well. So typically with wines with a bit more tannin, like this Cabernet Sauvignon blend, you're looking for foods that have some fat and some protein to help buffer that tannin, so you don't get overwhelmed. It's just complementary that way, where some other varietals you can do a little bit more on their own. I think that wine and food always goes well, but these bigger reds really shine with fat and some protein. So
Absolutely.
I think this is going to be delicious. I know it is. Wow. Okay. History Red Blend. Pot roast.
Yeah. Yeah, let's get some charred onion petals up in there too. Because what's not fun looking about that? Rustic. And you can see it's cooked all the way through. It's not
so
like
good.
a medium rare situation.
Yeah.
And it should be tender and juicy, not dry because we didn't let our liquid boil. Some of the carrots, baby vegetables, because you want to eat the aromatics out of it too. So that's why I also leave them whole.
Okay.
That way they hold up to your cooking.
That's good.
And then always
Oh, you got the fresh green.
got to put something green in there. Whether it's parsley, this is chervil. It's a really pretty little thing. And then the other thing I like to do with all of my meats, and anybody that's ever eaten my meat knows that I like to put fresh salt on it. Crunchy, 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 crunchy textural salt.
Yum.
Yeah. All right, where's that wine?
It's ready.
Cool.
It is ready. Okay. That's a good idea.
Whoops. I could throw it at you.
Do you
Not yet.
save that stock for
Absolutely.
later? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's really great.
That's
material for later.
flavor in your face. If you were to make mashed potatoes, you would reduce that down and mount it with some butter and flour, and that would make the greatest gravy ever.
Okay.
So, cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.
You're welcome.
Yum.
Heck yeah.